everybody, this is Rob at Smirking on Reviews, and I'm just doing a little quick intro here before the actual review starts for the series finale of Watchmen. Just a little message to everybody. I want to thank everybody that's been watching my channel because of Watchmen and subscribing to the channel and commenting and liking and all that stuff. This has been a difficult show to review and watch. It's been a very interesting process going through this show. First having almost nobody watching my channel's reviews, and then going from a lot of people watching it, and to having great comments and thoughtful comments, and some comments that are just downright insulting and terrible, and people being downright awful. Just awful. And that's part of getting bigger as a YouTube channel, and I'm trying not to take offense. So when I do my reviews, I just want everybody to know that this is not me presenting fact. This is my opinion. So if you want to express your opinion, that's great. If you get personal, you will not be on the channel. Okay? If you want to talk about me as a person, don't count on your comment lasting very long. Okay? You don't have to agree with what my take is. I encourage different views. But if you get personal, if you try to tell me what I am and who I am on my channel because of what I say goodbye to your comment. So think about that before you leave a comment on my comment section, because it's just going to be gone and no one will ever see it. So, like I said, all kinds of comments are welcome. Just don't make it personal. So enjoy the review, everybody, because this is the finale is going to be big, and I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm recording this before I even watch it. So hopefully, I have a feeling that this one's going to be like the most contentious series finale of a show in a while. So enjoy the review, hopefully, and let's try to keep it easy breezy, everybody. Have a great night. Bye. Alright, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Rob here at Smirking on Reviews. We've made it all the way to the end of Watchmen Season 1, series finale, season finale. I guess it all depends on what they want to do with the property after this. And I want to, again, say thank you to everybody who started watching these. It was a slow start, and we've ended pretty strong as far as, like, you know, getting the word out on this show. And I really, really appreciate everybody that's taken the time to watch my little channel and felt the need to comment and all the thoughtful words that are out there. I apologize for last week because I didn't say that much about it. I was pretty to the point because it's a pretty to the point episode. What's interesting is that a lot of people have so many thoughts on that last episode. I've gotten every kind of comment, and I'm not talking about the negative ones, like all the theories. And one of the reasons why I didn't say a lot is because I felt like it was pretty straightforward. And I didn't have any kind of really deep philosophical ideas about last week because I didn't think it was really giving me any. I wasn't seeing it. A lot of you guys out there were seeing a lot of things, a lot of religious metaphors, a lot of Jesus metaphors, you know, symbolic sacrifices and things like that. I didn't really see it that way. I felt like the first bit of the show, the majority of the show, was telling a lot of very interesting stories, a lot of things that had to do with race. But in the end, when we get here to the finale, I kind of feel like it was a pretty straightforward story in the end. We were looking for all these things that it was trying to say, and it was talking about race, and it was talking about the world. But a lot of the stuff that we were trying to put into it, and if you still feel that way, fine, that's great. But I still feel like in the end this was kind of a revenge story. It was kind of a way for Dr. Manhattan to become more human on his way out. So full spoilers if you haven't seen this episode. It's called See How They Fly. So I feel like some of the characters from the original book get some justice here. Uh, I think that it kind of goes back to the beginning. There is potential for more here, but in the end, it kind of becomes like the third act of a superhero movie where bad things happen, good triumphs, and we are left with one hell of a fucking question at the end that really made me go, oh, fuck off. Because now there will be nothing but endless speculation. And so let's talk about this, because again, I really actually don't have that much to say. I mean, we start with Adrian having his meeting here, and how the creation of Lady Trieu. Well, during his speech to Robert Redford, which was pretty funny, you know, him like, take one, take two, one of his Vietnamese cleaners, or whatever, Asian cleaners, goes into his office, figures out his password, takes some of his semen, in vitro fertilizes herself, and creates the smartest woman in the world, half Ozymandias, half her, and Lady Trieu turns out to be Ozymandias' daughter. And she goes all the way to Antarctica to tell him this. And the whole time I'm still thinking maybe we're going to get like some more deeper thing. But it's just a bunch of really cool, interesting things that tie the rest of the series together in a nice little bow. But real deeper meanings, sure, go ahead and put them in the comments section. Because to me, this was all really straightforward now that it's all come full circle. She is the world's smartest woman. Ozzy is the world's smartest man. He says he'll never call her daughter. He says he'll never give her the $42 billion because she wants to become Dr. Manhattan. She wants to do what he couldn't, which is to help the world instead of, you know, disappearing off to a moon of Jupiter. You know? He says, I started with nothing and you get nothing too. And I'll never call you daughter. And as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, and the clock on her wrist, I was like, oh, that's what he did. He's been flying bodies into the sky so that he could send her this message. I mean, when he got up there, I think he was testing to see where he was, right? But also once he got up there, he knew what time it was. He knew how much time he had to get there so that he could send that message to her to say, get me out of here. So, I mean, all those little details all make sense. In fact, they never showed us, right, that it said, I'm your daughter. That was a big reveal. The catching of the bullet from the gamekeeper was a nice touch. I really like that. We spend, like, the good section of this beginning with Ozzy and his thing. Nice spaceship effects. I like, that he feels kind of dumb. He's the one that's kind of has to be at someone else's mercy to get back to Earth. The mask, I like that he's such an asshole. The guy, he tells the guy, why'd you make me wear a mask? And he's like, masks make men cruel. And, I needed to have a worthy adversary here. Was I a worthy adversary? No. But you put on one hell of a show. When he gets on the ship, and they put him in there, and as soon as they spray him, I went, oh, fuck. Because I was literally like, oh, fuck. Like, they turned him into the statue. And I was thinking, wait a minute. There was a statue there. That was him in her office. We looked at him like, oh, you remember, the timeline in this is pretty fast. These events kind of happen pretty quickly. It's just, for Adrian's side of the story, it's a long time. For the rest of us, it's pretty quick. So for all the stuff that was going on in the background about Judd and the 7th Cavalry and Keene and in the Eye of the Cyclops, that whole stuff all's tied with Grandpa Reeves. There's no deeper meaning than that. It was Reeves's mission. Nobody was going after the Cyclops people, and this was a way for Manhattan and Reeves to work together on this. So that whole plot about digging into America and its racism comes down to the fact that Hooded Justice wanted more justice, and he wasn't getting it, and he finally found it. And the Millennium Clock is the God Killer. So there's that. So this was the first episode that I was genuinely entertained all the way through. And while this is probably going to be a disappointing episode to people, I'm sorry to say, but after all the thinking that I've been having to do over the past few weeks over this show and his Dark Materials and everything I do on a daily basis, I was finally able to turn my brain down a couple of notches and just enjoy this. I also like how Lori, Blake, and Looking Glass are here. Looking Glass being our Rorschach replacement, who pretty much is between Lori, Looking Glass, and Ozzy. We kind of get that old story back of when when Rorschach tried to stop Ozzy the first time. When he tried to stop this the whole time, all that time ago, and Dr. Manhattan had to kill him to keep the secret out from getting out. Which I've had debates with somebody about why Rorschach really had to die. He really didn't have, in my opinion, he really didn't have to, but I'll go to the mattresses over that one. But Lori and Looking Glass are there. He's there to get Lori out eventually. He doesn't really have a plan, but they came to kill him. We know what happens to him. When we last saw him, the 7th Cavalry come to kill him. We saw the bunch of bodies. We didn't know where he went. Now we know he infiltrated the 7th Cavalry and has been sitting there waiting for his moment to happen. And we witnessed the capture of Dr. Manhattan by Keene and a bunch of racist crackers. So, and then Angela, is cracking fingers and threatening to bust teeth. In the meantime, Keene monologues, revealing his whole plan. Again, this isn't real overly complicated stuff. This is supervillain monologuing 101. He gives up everything right here. Even Judd. So Judd was in on it. And now I have to, go, well, okay, Judd was a racist. Great. He infiltrated to get close to Angela so this whole plan would work. So he'd get close to, because they figured out who he was. They figured out that Dr. Manhattan was there because of the teleporting of the guy. I mean, Keene had other plans. But once he teleported him, it changed everything. And so, it explains the batteries from early on, what they were doing with the batteries. They needed to build the machine. But Lady Trieu, Angela arrives and says, Lady Trieu knows what you're doing. She knows all this. She lets you take all this stuff. All her name is on everything here. And, Keene gets into the machine. Oh, yeehaw. I mean, come on. He literally says yeehaw. So, I mean, we're not talking Shakespeare here. We're not talking deep poetry here. He's just a guy who wants the power to give it back to the white man. Because the white men are, put upon by the other people in this country. And, we just wanted to balance the power and ride into the White House on a white horse. And yes, I'm going to my go-to Southern accent. So he goes into the machine, and I already knew what was going to happen to this guy. They do the big flash. Trieu's people arrive. Magnets take all their guns, and Angela's like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Your grandpa came to me, and I'm giving him justice." And what does that mean? Well, after Adrian reunites with Lori, which I loved. Am I dead? No, not yet, but the night's still young. Keene's people, led by Frances Fisher here. We don't want to hear your little speech. She tries to tell them from Grandpa Reeves what they did. These were all in this room. The Eye of the Cyclops people, all the senior members, the people that he'd been chasing for all these years. And because of what happened with him in Manhattan, and we didn't know this at the time, this was part of the plan. To get all these people there. And that's why he was working with Lady Trieu. That's why a lot of these things were interconnected and we just didn't know it. So she gives the speech. They don't want to hear it. Just do what you're going to do. What am I going to do? You're going to kill us. Oh, yeah, I am. And in over supervillain fashion, she takes a bunch of lasers, like a laser logins, show, and just flips down, poof, all the eyes of the Cyclops people are gone and dead. Angela has a reaction. I was just like, good, all the racists are dead. Yay! But Manhattan then, when they open up the container and Keene's just goo, which I was like, yeah, that's exactly what was going to happen with him. I wanted to see him pop, to be honest with you, but whatever. Manhattan touches the blood, it gets out, and he's able to teleport Ozzy, Lori, and Looking Glass out of there. And Lori still won't call him, she still calls him Mirror Guy. She teleports them to save the day, as Ozzy says. Dr. Manhattan, though, says, don't touch the light. And it's sad here. It's kind of sad here because this is the end. I mean, I was kept waiting for maybe something else to happen, but it doesn't happen. He got to be human again. He got to fall in love again. He got to be a father. He got to, and he gets to save the day, unbeknownst to Angela, with working with her grandfather and all this stuff. As he got to be the man he was, in a way, right before he's completely blasted to dust. And in a way, it's kind of all right that he's gone, because having him out there was a danger, and everybody would always be wondering if he would come back and help or hurt everyone. Because everybody keeps saying, he could have done more. There's a theme to that, he could have done more, and everybody wanted that power. And Trieu says she's wanted that power, and she was going to do something great with it. But would she? Ozzy says it best when he says, she was never going to do any of that. She just wanted everybody to proselytize at her feet. Because she's, a sociopath. Or he says more, no, a narcissistic sociopath. And it's because he's the same way. It takes one to know one. In Latin, he says it. He just doesn't want to be a god. He genuinely does want to save the world. He's just also a crazy fuck. He's like Lex Luthor, he's trying to do he wants to do the right thing, but have all the power too, But without, I don't know. If he really wanted Manhattan's power, I think he would have gone after it, right? But he was always trying to destroy Dr. Manhattan. But he instead sends his baby squids at a really low temperature to send them firing down like a Gatling gun on top of Lady Trieu. And it was pretty cool. She gets blasted through the hand, and everything comes crashing down. I thought the delay getting, Angela into safety was taking a long time. Where are you calling me from? Like, shut the fuck up and put something over your head and hide. But Lady Trieu just goes out saying, come on, nothing, no snappy comebacks, no poetic words, no deeper meaning. She just goes motherfucker and gets crushed. So we find out that Grandpa Reeves and Manhattan were helping each other, and that this was all set up by him and him. Grandpa Reeves got to take revenge on the Tulsa racists, and Dr. Manhattan, got to do what he did, and that's really all it was. If you want, and if you have other ideas, you go ahead and tell me in the comment section. That's fine. Because I'm sure there are really philosophical ways to look at some of this. But they're coming at this pretty straightforward, in my opinion. This is, like I said, this is everything coming together in the end in a superhero movie. I do like the line, though, you can't heal under a mask, wounds need air. And also, give it up to Louis Gossett Jr., man. Like, the guy is really old, and he's still kicking, and he was great as Hooded Justice. It was a great origin story. It might have been one of the greatest origin stories I've ever seen for a superhero or a comic book character, especially one who had such a peripheral part of Watchmen in general. And his whole origin story made sense. And for anybody who got butthurt over the fact that he's black, get over yourself. And we find out that Ozymandias had Archie, Night Owl's ship, so that's back. And, Lori says it's time to take you in, Ozzy. You killed 3 million people, and now we have the proof. And just like Rorschach, who had the proof, who was going to expose all of this years before, now there's Looking Glass, our Rorschach replacement, with the disc that has the proof of what he did. And well, that means you'll take down the president. Okay, I guess we are. And so, in some way, after all these years, Rorschach's going to get his justice. Manhattan's dead. Ozzy's going away. Possibly the president. You know, he's like, the world's going to end. And Lori says, I love that line. Well, people keep always saying that, but it doesn't ever happen. You know? And so Reeves says to Angela after the fact that Dr. Manhattan could have done more. And we get the whole thing with the egg and the transference of power. I did think that was pretty cool. All of a sudden, everything goes back to the egg, and she eats the egg, and I knew it. I knew it, and that's when I said, oh, fuck off, is that she goes to touch the water, and we cut to black. There is no end credits scene. There's nothing. It's just speculation that she walks on water. I guess, you know, they just wanted to make it ambiguous. You know, we always want our clear answers, you know, and I'm choosing to say that, honestly, I just don't know. I'd like to believe she walked on water, but honestly, even if she didn't, so what? I feel like the door is left open for more. I mean, because Night Owl's in jail. I don't know what they'll do with the story. They could go on to the trial of Ozymandias. They could go on to do something else. I don't know. Maybe they start Heroes again. But Lori seems to really like taking down vigilantes, so I don't know. Be really interested to see if this show goes on. And I want to give it up to her. She's fantastic. She is so fantastic. And she never really fully goes supervillain. But she's doing all the big supervillain stuff, but she never acts all big and supervillainy about it. And so that's really all I have to say. And in the end, I really enjoyed it. I really did. And now I wish going into this episode, I wish I would have said a little bit more about last episode, knowing, because I kept waiting, like, I was like, man, I'm saving all my really complicated stuff for the finale. I wanted it, last week was like this build-up to like, and I was ready to talk about all sorts of Jesus imagery and religious stuff and how it results in, you know, like, how it affects this and how it's that and that. And in the end, it was really just about getting revenge, being a better man, getting Ozymandias, stopping the bad guys, stopping all the bad guys. The world's still spinning. And so, that's it. I don't feel bad. I feel great. I feel great about this. And I'm actually can't wait to watch all of this in a row. Like one big movie. And so, that's Watchmen, everybody. I want to thank you all again for everybody that's watched these with me and had all the different things to say. And if you disagree with me, great. But like I said in my intro, don't make it personal. Your comments will be erased. There's no reason to get personal about this stuff. I'm not stating facts. I'm just telling you how I feel. And if you don't like how I feel, don't take it personally and make it personal back. So if you did like this video, though, please hit the like button. Comment, share, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. We're going to be doing so much more content. Sunday nights on HBO is going to be great. We got The Outsider that's coming out. We got Avenue B with Hugh Laurie. I can't wait to do. So, if you're not a subscriber yet, become a subscriber and hit the bell for notifications so you know when my Sunday HBO shows are coming. We still got His Dark Materials. If you haven't started watching that, get on that. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitter at reviews_gun. You can donate to my channel by going to paypal.me/SmirkingGunReviews. So, thank you guys again so much for watching. This is Rob at Smirking Gun Reviews saying, have a great night, and we will see you on the next video. Oh yeah, my Dr. Manhattan shirt. You can get this at T-Fury, by the way. Peace out, everybody. Bye.